So I've received a lot of love on one of my recent songs called Dear Michelangelo, and I know I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but today I wanted to talk a bit about the creation process behind this song. So let's dive in. So how this song got started, I really wanted to try write a ballad. And so you actually see here that there's not really a lot of instrumentation. We've got a bit of vocals, we've got some background vocals as well, some ad libs. And then really in terms of the instrumental, it's just a guitar, some keys, and then a little sub bass at the end. And this song actually really started from these very simple chords that you've got here. And that's actually how the song got started. Just these simple piano chords that I played and laid down with this piano in front of me. Now let's talk about how the lyrics came about, because I felt like this song was probably one of the more interesting lyrics that I've written about. And a lot of it really stemmed from me visiting Europe in May. And I was there and I got the chance to see Sistine Chapel, I got to see St. Peter's Basilica, and I got the chance to listen to a lot of audio guide, especially by the ones by Rick Steves. So shout out to Rick Steves. And I learned that, with a lot of these really beautiful pieces of architecture, a lot of times it was Michelangelo working on it alone, and it can at times feel quite lonely. And so I really related to a lot of that, because I find when I'm making music, when I'm working on my business, when I'm teaching students all around the world, often I'm doing it alone. And so that's where this concept of Dear Michelangelo actually came from, almost having a conversation across time. And especially talking about those moments when you feel like you're not confident or you start to doubt yourself, whether all of this is worth it. So that's where a lot of the lyrics and the imagery come in there. Now let's talk about some of the things that I really liked about the song. The first part is probably the guitar, because I actually started picking up the electric guitar as a result of this song. Because when I was writing this song, I'd laid down, the vocals, I'd laid down the piano, but I still felt like something was missing, something that really could complement the vocals and could complement the piano. And I didn't want it to be something percussive, I didn't want it to be any other layers. And so you actually start to hear some of this electric guitar come in the second pre-chorus. So you can see if you can hear it, it comes in on the right hand side of your ear. Pardon me, what did you see? What thoughts crossed your mind? If I solo it, it sounds also a bit like this. Whoops. It sounds like a bit like this. So quite spacey. So I think in terms of mixing, I'd use this echo stack, which is one of the presets on Logic. And then I just added some little things like magic dice to kind of give it a little bit more space, that kind of thing. But the guitar was just recorded directly into Logic. So that was really cool. I also had some more rhythmic stuff at the end. And I really like this because it was just this kind of simple guitar kind of finger picking, and it kind of gives me this kind of nostalgic, going back to kind of simpler times kind of vibe. Now, another thing that I really, really loved about this is I had this little vocal run in the second chorus, and I was really excited because when I was writing this song, I really wanted the second chorus to have something different, something special, but wasn't really relying on like more power or, belting it out a bit more, just something that could be a nice little touch. And so in the second chorus, I have this little run that comes in like this. And honestly, it just came out of nowhere. I was just singing through the second chorus and I was like, hey, let me try something different. And it just popped out. And really, it was actually one of the first couple of takes. It just came out and I was like, boom, take it, let's use it. And then we have that in the song now. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about here real quick is some of the ad-libs, because I found that to be something that really made the song. As I said, a lot of this was inspired by, seeing the Sistine Chapel, seeing St. Peter's Basilica in Europe, and, knowing the history behind that work. So I really wanted to capture that feeling of being in that kind of place, that kind of really almost like heavenly kind of place. So if you kind of listen to the intro, you have things like this. So quite spacey, quite open and big. I also have some here in the chorus. So if you hear it in the context of the mix, it sounds a bit like this. Anyway, that's some of the behind the scenes of Dear Michelangelo. I hope you enjoy this track. If you haven't listened to it, this is actually out on all streaming platforms. Just search my name, Ivan Liu, or you can find some links down in the description. Now, for those of you who don't know, my name is Ivan. I'm actually a voice teacher as well. So if you're interested in improving your voice, you want to take some lessons, I've also got some links down in the description on how you can do that. Last but not least, if you actually like some of these behind the scenes videos and you want me to talk about a bit more about some of my work, some of my creation process, just let me know down in the comments. This is a new style of content that I'm exploring and just trialing with, because I just really enjoy making music and I think it'd be cool to talk about it sometimes. So if that is, just let me know down in the comments. Apart from that, my name is Ivan. I'll see you all sometime again. Take care.